stuck in my head. Somebody hold me back, I'm losing patience. So don't give me an excuse, cause I got nothing to lose. My fists are black and blue from hitting the pavement. Don't get in my way, it don't set me off, cause I'm not somebody you'd wanna cross. This wanted man got guilt on his hands, and I'm not somebody you'd understand. I'm feeling dangerous, let ashes burn to dust. I'm ruthless in my blood, I'm feeling dangerous. Don't get too close to me, you might not like what you see. I'm ruthless in my blood, I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeah, there's nobody that's coming to save me. Trapped in the dark, but truly that's what made me. Yeah, I'm built different, just look at all of the scars. If I didn't make the change, the world would tear me apart. I've realized to survive I had to be a beast. This determination in my heart, it set me free. So can you tell me now, who I got to fear? They try to knock me down, but now I'm still standing here. I use my pain, yeah, that's what makes me dangerous. Always been the underdog, push through all the changes. Mama always told me to be careful who you hang with. I never switched up, yeah, that's what made me dangerous. Look what I overcame, look how far I made it. They'll never knock me down, one day I'll be celebrated. Made my peace with all the harm that came to us. It made me this way, yeah, it got me feeling dangerous.
I'm feeling dangerous, let ashes burn to dust. I'm ruthless in my blood, I'm feeling dangerous. Don't get too close to me, you might not like what you see. I'm ruthless in my blood, I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeah, look, I'm feeling dangerous. Yeah, I'm feeling dangerous. They can't stop us. They can't stop us, no. They can't stop us.
Feeling dangerous.
Feeling too dangerous. Feeling too dangerous. Yeah, we feeling too dangerous.
Feeling dangerous. Don't get in my way, don't set me off, cause I'm not somebody you'd wanna cross. I'm feeling dangerous. I'm feeling dangerous, let ashes burn to dust. I'm ruthless in my blood, I'm feeling dangerous. Don't get too close to me, you might not like what you see. I'm ruthless in my blood, I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm feeling dangerous.
yeah, let's go.
I'm feeling dangerous.
What I got to fear? Nothing. Yeah.
It's the Thanksgiving countdown. What's good, everybody? Thank you for being here. I hope you're as excited as I am for football, for food, for family, for America. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you again for everybody being here. I'm so excited for today. There's 3 games that usually happens, but there's another game tomorrow. Did somebody say Amazon Prime We got Black Friday football for the first time in history. In 2023, they're still doing stuff for the first time in history. You see this board? See how messed up it is? This is not football. This is Thanksgiving foods. We've ranked Thanksgiving food today, and it's not just me. It's my homie Syl Abdul as well. How you doing, Syl?
Yo, we here reclining, for the stream, but we here
On the couch.
with the SylNation family, right? We took over the couch, right? But but definitely this is exciting. Thanksgiving football, that's the tradition, and then Black Friday football, which this year is AKA the Jets burial. But I'm looking forward to definitely checking out the games today.
Dang, bro, dang. That's hilarious. The Jets burial. Well, that's perfect because we actually have a tradition here now, and we have a person who's perfect to give somebody a burial, give a team a burial. The Dark Lord himself, El Necron. How you doing, homie? Welcome back to the countdown, man. We had you on last year's Thanksgiving. We had to have you back for this year.
So thanks for the invite back. Glad I didn't screw it up. Yeah, man. Let's just put the Jets rest
Not yet.
in peace. Yeah.
The Dark Lord here to give them the funeral. That's hilarious.
Countdown or die.
Someone's going down. All right.
That's
this
hilarious. But, right, exactly. And the reason why I wanted to have you last year is because you're a Cowboys fan, our resident Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
And we had to have you back again this year to give. Obviously, Cowboys, they play on Thanksgiving, so we got to get you. Yeah, it's your day. It's your day. And obviously, thank you everyone for being here in the chat. We got Bethan's thoughts. We got the Bat Channel. Israel's here, of course. Real Talk is here, of course. The Brogu I saw was here earlier. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the chat. And that's perfect because that's gonna lead right into where we want to be. Let me switch this around. Boom. Where what we want to do first. I told you guys yesterday, I was like, fun little thing.
Okay.
Top 5, bottom 5 Thanksgiving foods. And you guys sent me over your list. I should have made a graphic for it, but god damn, I got too busy this morning. I thought I had so much time, and then you just get caught up in Thanksgiving preparations, and there it all goes. But I got your list, and I'll give you my list.
That wasn't
first.
an L.
Okay. Misunderstanding, but
that wasn't an L.
I actually top 5, bottom 5, and I want the people in the chat too to give their takes as well. So, what are your top 5, bottom 5 favorite foods down there in the chat? And these boys sent me their list first, so I gotta tell them what mine is, so they're not going into this like, oh, what are my odds against what Austin thinks or what Necron thinks. My bottom 5 start the worst. I'm gonna start with the worst to first. Cranberry sauce, dude, gotta be the worst Thanksgiving food of all time, dude. Why is it there? It looks horrible. My dad has the best joke about that every year. I don't know if your dad's ever made this joke, but or somebody at the table, you see it come out and it's in a can form, right? It looks like if people get it in a can like I did, it's usually they just plop it onto the freaking dish and it still looks like it's in the can. And my dad would always be like, "You see that? I made that. And it's homemade." I'm like, you could tell it's not, but nah. Worst thing, I think, and then I say, my lady likes this one. Green bean casserole, dude. Can't stand it. I mean, if it's some people cook it right, but I'm like, green beans, not like a comfort food for me. But and like sometimes the onions are super bad, like onions in there, like it's just bad. Then this is where it gets dicey for some people. I have sweet potatoes and squash. That's 2. Sweet potatoes, can't stand it. We have mashed potatoes already. Why'd you bring sweet potatoes to I don't need that. And then squash, also, it's like it's weird cousin / brother. Like, are we trying to do healthy mashed potatoes? I don't get why we're eating squash. I never liked it. And then my ultimate right there with cranberry sauce. This might be upsetting for people, but turkey. One of the
Yeah.
worst Thanksgiving foods is turkey. Usually dry, gotta slather it with gravy. It's got like that chemical in it that puts you to sleep. So by the time I'm done eating it, I don't even make it to the 4:30 game, dude. I need to go home and take a nap because of all of the turkey and stuff. So that's my bottom five right there. And before we go over the top five for me, I want to hear y'all's bottom five first. So go ahead, Syl. Let me hear your bottom five, or at least you didn't have a bottom five. You just had what was in your bottom. You had it ranked low.
No, I didn't have a bottom. No, I didn't have a
Right.
bottom five. I didn't want to like spend time even thinking about bottom five. so I just have my top five. So come back to me for the top five. But
Okay.
as a tradition
said-
on the countdown, everyone hates Austin's list, so that's cool.
Yeah. Perfect. Yes.
Turkey number one, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna go over well.
Necron, let me hear your bottom five, bro. Let me hear your bottom five.
Let me add to remember. I have it now.
I got
have
it
now.
Yours was right there with me, dude. You
Yeah,
got
we're pretty much
cranberries
almost,
right there.
yeah. Cranberries, I don't like it. Raisin salad,
Dude,
I don't
the
know why
worst.
people bring shit like that to the
The
table.
worst.
Yams, anything them yams, I'm like, and just to top it off, when I said raisin salad, I was like, any stupid exotic salad you come over with, I made with nuts and I'm like, I just want normal salad. I don't want all these weird things in it. And
Yeah.
then for dessert, we made fruit bread. I'm like, ugh, fruit bread's repulsive, dude. I don't know why anyone likes that stuff. You would think it'd be nice and sweet.
Fruit bread is the worst.
Yeah, I'm like, why who made this? Like, gross. So those are my worst things you could serve at Thanksgiving.
Yo, I feel you, man. I feel you. I'm right there with you. Raisin salad. I forgot about raisin salad. And I think it's because
I was like, raisin salad.
when I was younger, dude, I think I made such a big stink about like why do I have raisins on my plate right now? I'm eating raisins in my mashed potatoes. I don't need that. Yeah, no to yams as well, or like spam. Whenever I see that, I'm like, nah, dude, I don't need that. Now you talking, Negro? Spam? No, thanks. Fruit salad is the worst, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the marshmallow mix. Yes, everyone's on board. Thank you. See, we can all agree on something. So, since you didn't have a bottom five, so give me the top five, and then me and Necron will echo that afterwards.
Yeah. So top five, because it's about what you like today, not about your bottom, No, but so
that's as controversial as we
top
wanted to get at the Thanksgiving table. That's what we say.
all right. Top five Thanksgiving dishes. I'm just gonna start at number one is ham. You need good ham for Thanksgiving Day. You could be the glaze, it could be whatever you want to do. Ham is the new go-to for Thanksgiving. And now on my list, like literally, like I gotta, it's one, like I gotta at least have ham, and then I gotta at least have number two over with the rest of it as well, and three over the rest. So it'll make sense. So number two, mashed potatoes. It's gotta be some form of mashed potatoes. It could be gravy, it could be however you want to do it. But if I have a plate with ham and mashed potatoes, I am good. I could be good with that. Now, number three, I kind of get into traditional things here. Now, this is just on Thanksgiving. Like I have to see certain things. That doesn't mean I'm going to eat all of it, but it has to be dressing there. Number three, it has to be dressing. It's not Thanksgiving without dressing there. Now, depending on how people season it and stuff like that, it could be a little different. I could just eat dressing like literally by itself, but I have to have ham and mashed potatoes while I do that, right?
What do you mean by like dressing though?
Number four.
What do you mean by that?
Like stovetop. Like stovetop.
You mean like
dressing,
stuffing?
You want to do. Stuffing, dressing, it depends on where you're born at, Austin.
Okay. I'm a North guy, dude. I'm a Northeastern guy, so we call it stuffing. You guys call it dressing? Okay. You're right.
No, we call it stuffing in Texas. Yeah. It's
okay. It depends on where you're from.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
That's just like that's just like soda. Like on your coast, Austin, where you were born, you call it soda. In fact, we call it pop.
Yes.
And if
Yes.
I went to the East Coast one time, I was like, I wanted to buy some pop. It was like, what are you talking about? It was like, you mean like a popsicle? I was like, no, like pop,
You know
like
what?
Coca-Cola. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
soda.
Soda. Yeah. Nah, it's funny. When it's so funny about
So,
like
stuffing
New York,
dressing.
on the East Coast of New York, you're absolutely right. If you go to Buffalo or Rochester, the western side of New York, they call it pop out there. Very weird. Very weird. Because I had cousins come to town, like, yo, you guys don't need pop? I'm like, and I had them a freeze pop, and they're like, what?
They're like, what are you doing, bro?
Ain't that what you want? You said pop, dude. That's what we have freeze pops. That's what we got, dog. Like, nah, like Mountain Dew. I'm like,
So-
oh, you mean soda?
So dressing
Thanks.
/ stuffing for the worldwide the coverage there. So number 4, because this has to happen at Thanksgiving. Yes, there has to be cranberry sauce there. It has to be there.
Okay.
Has to be there, and actually tastes great with stuffing / dressing as
Damn.
well.
Okay.
So as long as I have dressing, I can, have the cranberry sauce. So, and my number 5 to round out my top 5, it is Thanksgiving, so that does have to be some form of a turkey there. Now, I don't want to spend a 2 days cooking a turkey, so I'm cool with like one of them fasts. Actually, someone did they deep fried a turkey for me a couple years ago.
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
dope.
that's good.
Something
That's good.
like that.
If they do it right.
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah. I paid them, and I was like, just do that. You know what I mean? So I don't like the traditional turkey, like you said, Austin. They can be all dry and all that stuff. It's like I never really finish it, but just some exotic turkey is good. It's Thanksgiving, so I'm a traditionalist in some ways. So that's my top 5. But it's literally in that order. I can't have I can't have 5 without having 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Like it has to start with him,
Yeah.
and then it goes from there.
That's fair, dude. That's exactly where I would
Serious
start
thought here
too.
for the top 5, man.
Hey, I love it. I love it, man. I knew I had the right person to ask, man. I was like, give me your top 5, bro. I'm gonna have some good opinions on this one. So, all right, Necron, as our honored guest, want to give us your top 5 Thanksgiving foods?
Yeah, I'll start with number 1 down to number 5. My number 1's turkey, but I hear what you're saying. The turkey gotta be cooked right, because if you overdo it, it's gonna be dry as hell.
Yeah,
But
dude.
when turkey is cooked right, oh my God, it's good. It's still got some moisture in it. And then you pour some gravy on top of it.
The
even
gravy
better.
is
Yeah. You gotta, if you're gonna make a turkey, you're gonna have to make the gravy.
Gravy, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't got the gravy, then you messed up. You gotta have turkey and gravy. So that kind of, I guess I should say turkey equal gravy, half and half. I don't know.
That's fair.
And then number 2 is ham. I'm with Syl. I want a turkey and ham, though. I'm spoiled. I want them both when I have Thanksgiving, if it's going to be a big production. And then mashed potatoes, and of course, with gravy. You got to have your gravy. Some people like brown gravy. Some people like white gravy. Make both. Then everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And then, again, stuffing and dressing. Whatever. You got to have some stuffing and dressing with it.
Yes, sir. You gotta.
You gotta. And for dessert, that was tough. But I went with pumpkin pie, but I ain't gonna hate on the pecan pie either, But pumpkin pie, yeah,
pecan
for
pie is
my
pretty
dessert,
good.
yeah, either or. But pumpkin pie, if I had to make a damn choice on Thanksgiving, I'm gonna go with the pumpkin pie. But you better have some Cool Whip with it, because that puts it over the top.
Some cold, yeah. Cold Cool Whip too. Man, it settles everything down and stuff. Do you have a favorite dessert, Syl?
Well, yeah, if I make it to dessert, because like literally, if I have my top 5, like I'm kind of done. I take that nap, like you mentioned, during the Cowboys game. I usually fall asleep during that. Then I watch the late game. But if I am going to have dessert, I am I'm kind of split, but I'm real good with sweet potato pie. I'm real good with that.
Okay.
That's pretty good too.
I respect it. Honestly,
that's a good call.
Honestly, I like the colors of a lot of Thanksgiving foods, but I don't like to eat them. So I like to see them like on the table, like, oh, this looks nice. I'm glad that other people eat it. so I'll be happy.
presentation.
And that's
Yeah,
that's
right.
a traditional thing.
Right.
Yeah. If I say something second, I'll say apple cobbler with ice cream too. I'll go with that too.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah, I always like a nice some like vanilla ice cream on Thanksgiving with some of the desserts. So
That goes good with the pies. Yep.
yeah, exactly. For my top five, I actually my top, and I told every family member that I had the privilege to talk to this morning. I told them, have some stuffing for me. Have some stuffing for me, because that's the one thing that I'm not having today. I will say what I'm doing today. Me and my lovely lady are staying in, and we are making homemade pizzas. So whoever I saw somebody earlier in the chat, shout out to you
Yeah.
for being here, said pizzas is where it's at on Thanksgiving. That's what we're doing today, homemade pizzas. So I'm not going to be having stuffing. One thing that I'm going to be missing, and that's my first on the list. And like right after that, it's like all sides on this is pretty hilarious. I have mashed potatoes and gravy right underneath that. If you don't have that on my plate, a full, like, if they have a scoop, like some people just might do the scoop, and you know how there's some mashed potatoes left in there, and they're like, nah, that's good. Nah, take my fork in that scoop and I scoop the whole thing out, and then
For
I get
sure.
another scoop, and then you got to use the scoop
And
to
like
create
half
a
my plate
puddle.
is mashed potatoes.
Yeah, right. You know how to create a little pond, for your gravy to sit
Yeah,
in
you
and
gotta
all
pick
that.
that flat, put that little center area.
Yeah, dude. I'm all about that. Like planning out. All right, man. This is gonna be my lake house over here, and
That's
this is
Get
gonna be
your
this.
spoon and start
That's
smashing
deep.
it around.
Yeah,
There you
dude.
go. Right from my
Yeah,
pool.
dude. I'm all about it. So that's why it's fun, dude. It's fun for me too. So that's why mashed potatoes and gravy, boom, second on the list. Boom. And then I got third on the list is actually might be different for some people. I heard it called sweet corn casserole, but on my side of town, we call it cornbread casserole. And it's a mix of
Okay, I
corn,
feel that.
cornbread, and I don't know what else is in there, but
Yeah.
it's some hot goodness whenever it hits your plate. And my aunt makes some of the best. So I'm missing that today as well. My aunt's cornbread casserole. And then fourth on
Good
my
call.
list is ham. Gotta have some ham. God, that's where it ends up on. I'm
Yes.
eating the other thing. I'm eating my guilty pleasures first, and then I'm like, all right, now I gotta have some ham, eat some ham, and then I've actually, when I have a pit stop and I like need to take some breaths, because I'm just been shoveling food in my mouth, I'll actually take a hot buttered bread roll, and that's like one of my favorite things to eat is like just housing bread rolls, like hot buttered bread rolls, and then for dessert. I don't know if anyone's had this before. It might be another like, hillbilly New York sort of thing, but my cousin makes this fire crushed Oreo whipped cream sort of concoction, and it's just you just shoveling whipped cream and Oreos into your fat face, and it's
Sounds
amazing.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
already there, dude.
it's already it's amazing. I talked to them today. I was like, make sure that you tell her that I'm missing that today. I'm craving that today. And I wanted to give my lady's top five. She said mashed potatoes, mac and cheese if it's cooked right. Says it has
Yeah.
to be a certain way, like homemade mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says
That was close to my top five.
close. Okay. Green bean casserole is actually in her top five, but also if it's cooked right, it has to be cooked right. Because certain green bean casseroles are awful. And then in her top five, this is for you, Syl, and this is for Trey, the bad channel down there. Deviled eggs. That's one of her top fives on Thanksgiving with my lady. So yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna hate on devil eggs. Those are good too. Yeah.
I not me. I'm not one of those guys, but I see where people come from. They disappear, dude. If you have a full like tray of them, you just see
Mm-hmm.
they just disappear, dude.
That's a wrap.
So it's a wrap. It's a wrap. That was the top five, bottom five. And forgot that I even made a little graphic on the bottom for that. But let's get into this first game here. Money Train James is driving. Drive safe, homie. This is the pick for you. Packers going to Lions territory, where the Lions played last week against the Bears. So they almost lost against the Bears last week. Now, you got no love for Jordan Love, obviously, and neither does Las Vegas. They're favoring the Lions by 7.5. I will say the last 6 times the Lions haven't won on Thanksgiving in 6 years. So maybe they're due. Maybe they're due for one, but they never cover the spread either on Thanksgiving. It's always a close game. So I don't know if they exercise the Thanksgiving curse today. Will Jordan Love and the Packers steal one? I don't think so personally. Before I give my little prediction for this, I want to hear yours, Syl. What do you think is going to happen in Detroit today? Do you think Dan Campbell and the boys kind of run over the Packers?
Yeah. Oh, I think it's funny. Like when you say, will the Packers figure it out? You said it with a straight face, like you know the Packers are screwed. Okay, like going into this game now, no love for Jordan Love. We understand, that he's not the guy. Though they're trying to get out of my bottom five, but the Packers suck. Okay,
Yeah.
So in this game, okay, the Lions again, they are, I believe, eventually the number 1 seed in the NFC. I believe they're going to have that top record. Doesn't mean they're going to win a Super Bowl. Just saying, just regular season. And I think in this game, the worst thing that could have happened for the Packers is that my Bears gave the Lions a scare last week, because I think the Lions are going to be so buttoned up and ready to go for Thanksgiving to break that losing streak, like you mentioned, Austin, for Thanksgiving. And I mean, I remember seeing most Thanksgivings. I remember seeing the Lions just getting torched every year. And like, this is their year to, to just really change that narrative, right? And then on top of that, the Packers, they're missing basically their best offensive weapon. Aaron Jones is out for this game. I'm glad I traded him for my fantasy team. Good trade, Mr. Transaction, Carlos. And they're missing their best defensive player remaining, Darnell Savage, the safety. He's out for Thanksgiving as well. The short week probably screwed both of them, but so overall, the Packers are screwed. I think the Lions it's gonna be like a celebration out there in Pontiac, Michigan, or wherever they play at. And I would say, I'm not putting money on this, but I would say if I was, I think they're gonna cover the spread. I think it's gonna be a Thanksgiving massacre for the Lions.
Oh, my goodness. And take down a lot of the Lions eating some cheese today. And one thing that's going to be different today, I just thought about this. This is like the first year in 13 years, maybe, we're not going to be seeing Aaron Rodgers play on Thanksgiving for the Packers. That's why the Lions got torched every year, because they're playing against Aaron Rodgers. But Necron, what do you think is going to happen in the North today, the NFC North? And do you think the Packers have a chance against Detroit?
No, they ain't got no chance. The Lions are going to go up there and they're going to kick their butt. I'm sorry. And I think you're right. You guys brought up great points. The Lions almost got embarrassed last week, by the Bears. That would have been horrible for them, being considered one of the best teams out there, to lose to the Bears. So, I think they're going to go out today and they know all eyes are on them. They're going to be a national game, just them playing. So they're going to want to go out there and prove that, hey, we're the top dog in this NFC. We're going to go out there and kick some ass. The Packers are, to me, I think they're the sacrificial, whatever you call them, the sacrificial.
They're the
team.
lamb. They're the turkey.
Lamb.
Yeah, the Packers are the turkey today.
They're throwing the turkeys to the Lions. And that's
tons of feathers.
Packer fans, but you guys are a bunch of cold turkeys today. You're gonna get chewed up by the Lions.
Damn, bro, that's cold. That is cold. Hey,
I mean, it's a nice preliminary game, though. I like this as a warm-up game.
Hey,
like fair. I said, I haven't eaten yet.
The opening act game.
It's like, okay, I may have a beer or something. Like, okay, let me go eat at halftime.
Right. You could get up and go, not have a conversation, not be too cued in the game for this one,
Background noise.
Right. Oh, they're still playing? What's the score again? Okay, cool. So what were you saying?
I don't the Cowboys ain't on yet? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Dang, all right. It's literally how it's gonna be, bro. That's literally how it's gonna be. But I do hope. I did pick up Romeo Dobbs this week because he has had some explosive games, and I will say, Jordan Love has been on the upwards incline and getting more and more consistent with these random deep ball shots that he just makes and throws into a pocket. Like All right, man. I've just been seeing more and more of them, so I'm gonna get the guy that you're throwing to. So I hope that there's a couple of those, and maybe that's where they can keep or where they can catch the Lions slipping, because as you said, like they don't really have much of a running game, and Matt LaFleur is probably gone after this season. If I had any inclination of how the Packers season is gonna go.
Yeah. Well,
You
I'll
think
say
so?
with LaFleur, I think he's going to get a chance to get his drafted quarterback, or they're going to draft a quarterback for him, and he's going to get a chance with probably another guy. And then if he fails, then I don't think he has much longer.
Then it's a wrap. Then it's a wrap. Well, this is as you said, look at the game. It's like, is the Packers game on yet? Oh, haven't seen it yet. So. Oh, and of course, I don't even another L by me. I don't have that graphic. Oh man, I made it. I'll tell you, I made it. Boom. It's right here. So let me add it real quick. The Commanders, though, they're going into Dallas. Is that even like fair at this point in the season, bro? Like the Dallas Cowboys have been rolling over every team that they play, except they haven't played the Eagles in a couple of weeks, I guess, or have they played the Eagles yet this season? But they're
played them. Yeah.
Okay. They're at home. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's right. I forget about that game. And so it was earlier in the season. 12 and a half points. That's what they're favored by the Commanders. And the Commanders, they haven't been out of games this season. Like, if you look at, I'm looking at from making my Mount Passmore every Tuesday. I see Sam Howell like up there on the yardage and the completion,
with the numbers
like that. Yeah, so like they're having an offense, and their defense is still keeping them in games somehow, even though they got rid of two of their best players. So, I want to hear Necrons. First of all, I wanted to hear you talk about the Cowboys so far this season.
Yeah,
and then I also want to hear your pick about today. Do you think that the 12.5 point spread is like where it should be at, or do you think it should be closer than that? And so go ahead. What do you think is going to happen in Dallas today, bro?
Okay. Yeah. That spread's a little crazy. I think it's going to be closer. I think, these two,
the spreads went up. Maybe too. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Since I did
Look
it,
at that.
Dude. That's crazy. I did this yesterday.
Crazy.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I almost said their own name, but Washington and Dallas. I mean, that's an ancient. I know. It's not a bad thing. I don't even care,
I have it, bro. I have it. I brought it out for today because it's Thanksgiving, bro. Nah,
what am I missing?
Cancel the good Austin. I don't care. Fuck it. I still have this, bro. I still wear this on Thanksgiving because it's a tradition, bro.
What is that?
That's the old school Washington
Redskins. Yeah, dude.
I thought it was Scottie Pippen. I'm sorry.
Hardcore. Wow. I met some of the most hardcore Washington fans, and they still rock that stuff too, Austin. Like they're hoping it goes back to that name. You know, just out of respect of that situation. I'm not going to say it, but real Washington fans actually want that. That's according to what I heard.
Oh well, and according to what I heard, the actual like Native American that represented on the logo, those people like they feel it's disrespectful that they took it off. So
those are the real fans.
I don't know, but
no, tell
it was much funner when it was Cowboys and Indians. That's all I know.
That's what I'm saying. Cowboys and Indians. Anyways,
that's a rivalry, right?
Yeah, that's the rivalry.
But sports, but I'm not getting all that crap. But
no money train. Why this is the prime time game?
Oh, mine should be the prime time game.
Yeah,
of course he says that. That's his voice. No, man. I think Washington will. Yeah, it takes more than one season, to get there. Washington, and Cowboys, dude, I don't know, man. It's always been a good divisional fight. Anytime they get together, I really, it's one of those things, and it's true. You can throw out the records because it's all about, bragging rights between these teams. I think each team brings, steps it up, I think Washington will step it up. I don't think you're going to see like one of these 33-7 type of things or something like that. So no, I don't agree with the spread. I think it'll be a close game. Of course, I'm going to say the Cowboys are going to pull it out, but I don't think Washington's going to dig out their pride. I don't think they're going to roll over on them either. I think they'll play hard. So
Right.
Nah, I
And
think it
and
may
they
be a touchdown game or something like that,
okay.
but
Closer to
nothing
7.
crazy. And if they do whoop them, well, I'll be happy. I'll be
You'll be,
stuffing my face joyfully, having a good time. But
you'll be happy either way if
yeah,
they win or not. So you don't think that Washington covers or you say Washington doesn't cover the spread, or wait, how do I say that? Cowboys don't cover the spread, so they only win by
Cowboys.
a touchdown. Then yeah,
yeah, I could see that.
that makes more sense. And like you said, like the Commanders are not just gonna roll over against the Cowboys because it's a division matchup one,
Hmm.
but they're just like every other
Division,
team.
division, and history,
Yeah,
is in this
division
game.
and history. Yeah. They're just like every other team playing today. They know that their family members are watching too, or may even be in the stadium. So it'd definitely be nicer to have Thanksgiving dinner after this game after a W. So everyone's fighting extra hard,
Hmm.
especially the Dallas Cowboys to get that W. So that's your prediction. I want to hear before we give our predictions. I want to hear you and your thoughts on Dallas right now, where they are in the season, how they're playing, and where you think they might be able to get better going forward this season.
Yeah, they the last games they done what they should be doing. They should whoop up on the inferior teams.
Mhm.
Does it make me think, oh, Cowboys going to the Super Bowl? No, I'm not thinking that. I'm just thinking that's what they should do. They should
Yes.
be whooping up on, but they haven't shown me that they can beat a good team. Not,
Mm.
I'm not talking good as in, we got a 500 or a little better record, but they didn't beat the Eagles and they didn't beat the 49ers.
Yep.
But they're getting a chance coming up here on their
Right,
schedule to
right.
play some real winners. And this is where I'm
Yeah.
gonna see where the Cowboys are really built. How are
Okay.
they built? When they play the Eagles and they play the Lions, and who else do they got? There's a couple more.
Did they play
Then they got the
There's-
Seahawks.
Seahawks, that'll be a
They got
good
a couple
one.
good games.
Yeah, they got some, they got some hard teams coming in, and this is how I'll really measure the Cowboys. But beating up on these other teams, and like I was saying, 33-20, or 30-42 to whatever it was a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
That's awesome. That's what they should do. If you're
49.
yeah, if you're going to be considered a contender, well, you should just destroy losing teams, but you got to beat the good teams too. And it drove me crazy we had that bitching session on your channel, Austin, with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Eagles game. Like
I loved
they
it.
did
by the way.
I loved
did
it.
everything consistently you should do, but except win the damn game. It was so like all they outgained them in the
No.
yards, everything. They had the ball longer, but they couldn't get the damn touchdowns. So, but it looks like they're kind of improving on that. But the competition's going up. Let's see what happens.
That's fair.
I want to see them kick ass, and I want them to go just to the Super Bowl and all that stuff. But they haven't proven that they're capable yet of doing that. So, but they got a chance.
They got a gauntlet, and this would be
Yes,
like
for
you
sure.
said. This is like the ultimate test for them coming up. So let me read you this schedule. Today they got the Commanders, which is the division matchup. Then next Thursday they're playing again at night. Seahawks, and they're playing in Dallas. So they have 3 home games right now. One is today against
game.
Commanders, then next week against the Seahawks, and then December 10th, which I assume is probably a Sunday, Eagles going to Dallas. So that's the first, big test of an elite team.
Can they beat them finally? Yeah.
Then can they go on the road and play in the cold December 17th against the Bills, who are probably trying to bounce back at
That's
that
going to
point.
be tough on them. Yeah.
Then Christmas Eve,
game.
can they go into Miami and play against the Dolphins?
That was the other one. I think this is yeah.
Then December 30th, can they play at home against the Lions?
Yikes. Like every top
Well,
team in the league.
that's what I was
almost,
saying.
they
Seahawks,
got to go.
The Eagles, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Cowboys.
I know this is Necron segment, but I just looking forward as far as with the Cowboys schedule. I will say the Cowboys are a really good home team. So
Yeah.
I know it's like a murderous gauntlet right there, but they're going to be favored in like at least half of the games. I do see 2 losses in there. What do they have? 3 losses already so far?
3.
So
Yeah.
you're looking at a 12. Yeah, you're looking at a 12-win team, or 11 at worst. So I mean, but that, like you said, Necron, you're gonna learn a lot about your team. This next month of football.
Man, that's a brutal schedule they got to go through. But hey, if like Ric Flair says, if you want to beat a man, you got to beat the man, you know? So that's what they got to go out and prove. They got to beat these teams. And then we can say, hey, you know, okay, they're, you know, Super Bowl contenders if
And
they
then
can
you
start
can
knocking
feel-
off these teams.
Right. Then you can feel confident about where they're going into in the playoffs. And like, man, what a testament. I hope that's like if you're looking at your schedule as the coach of that team, you can just be like, look at this. We get to do the playoffs before the playoffs. Like how good is that? And if we play well, we can only learn from it,
You
know?
can't. That's a good way of looking at it. Like you're basically playing playoffs against these playoff bound teams. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all going for at least the Eagles, the Lions. Those are all teams going for number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
So if they can give the Eagles a loss and give the Lions another loss, then they're only helping their chances to the Cowboys getting the number 1 seed in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? So it's not too far off. So thank you. I'm just saying, man. So you're saying there's a chance.
Well, just like Dumb and Dumber, you know. Like, so you say there's a chance. That's what Cowboys fans.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, as far as I think the Cowboys, the playoffs have to fall right for them. Yeah, they have a chance. It has to fall right for them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And like, again, though, this is like the perfect testament. And again, for me, I'm looking at it from not from a fan like you, but they're on my power rankings, man. If you can kind of like beat these teams and beat them convincingly, then I have no reason to kick them down like I kind of want to all the time. No, I'm just playing. But thank you for that. Thank you for that. I wanted to hear your thoughts on the Dallas side of things and give our Dallas resident his time to give Dallas their airtime, because we don't talk about them enough, because we're not Dallas fans, obviously.
Because we don't want to.
We don't want to, but we love you, Necron.
Thanksgiving
tradition. Thank you for that, Necron, and thank you for giving your 2 cents. And stick around, please. We got 2 more games to go over. So, Syl,
you guys are what is it? First take, and I'm undisputed over here.
There we go.
Skip. Oh, don't do that, Skip. Don't do that.
Either we'll be burning our jerseys or framing them at the end of the day.
Good goodness, dude. All right, so what do you think is going to happen in Dallas today? Do you think it's going to be a game, or do you think that Cowboys are going to roll against Commanders?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a game. Yeah, like Necron was saying. I mean, he watches, these Thanksgiving games closer than, as far as Cowboys, closer than I do. But I'm pretty sure, every time they play the Washington team, it's a game every time. And sometimes Washington, I remember some years where they pulled out at the end too, no matter the record. Yep. So they, their owners, everyone's going to be on Washington to make this a game and show up and try to show out. The Cowboys, they've been crushing inferior teams all year, right? I mean, they just been, just stomping mud puddles in bad teams, you know what I mean? But this is an isolated game, right? This is, so this isn't like just one of the 1 o'clock window games where, we're just playing the Rams and destroying them. Like, this is a highlighted game, division game. That's not the Giants. And I think Washington is going to show up. Now, we've been talking about Dak Prescott having one of his best seasons ever, probably his best season ever, actually, as far as numbers.
We got to give the coach credit. So, this was his ideal.
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to.
They made a smart.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That was a smart move, getting rid of Kellen Moore and saying, hey, Coach Mike said, I'll take the play calling, right? So, and it's been working. Yeah. It's been working. Dak looks more fresher than before. He looked like a statue for the last 2 or 3 years. Now he's like, playing like Dak. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think he's going to come in. I think this could potentially be a shootout. I think really the Commanders is really going to come to play and make it something entertaining. You got all those hate watchers where they're watching to see if the Cowboys mess up. So everyone's going to be watching this game, right? And so, not me. I think the quarterback, what was it, Sam Howell for the Washington Commanders. He's having, as far as stats, he's lighting it up. As far as stats, I don't think it's gonna be much defense from the Washington's end, but I think the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys' defense is really going to just shut them down. It's just going to be that type of game. But just long story short, Cowboys for the win for sure. But this spread, I would not touch this as far as money. I'm not touching this.
Yeah, I think you're going to lose some
Because
money. If you
I don't
take this
trust.
spread.
Yeah, I don't trust is in the fact that the spread went up since, because I know Austin grabs this like, in real time, and then it could change, and it's actually went up where more people are putting money on the Cowboys saying this is going to be a blowout. This is what you don't do with the Cowboys. Like when you expect them to like just, destroy a team, that's when they don't really destroy them.
That's when they don't live up to it.
You know what I mean? But
that's true.
And I put that more on defense. I put that more on their defense though, because I think the offense is going to show up with that, and he's going to score points. Pass the ball to the Cooks, please. Brandon Cooks is really good. Pass him the ball.
You dropped him, and I picked him up in fantasy.
yeah. I was like, I don't trust him. But it's funny. I picked up was it Turpin, whatever his name is. I picked him up because I think he's going to get loose against his secondary today. So let me get some Thanksgiving points with him. But yeah, my pick is the Cowboys, but I do think it's going to be closer than a 13-point or 12-point spread. But still, I wouldn't put money on the Commanders either because I don't trust them either to cover that. So it's like Cowboys for the win, and I think it's going to be entertaining though.
And no money, just enjoy your dinner or take a nap during this. How you feel? I feel the same exact way.
Eating by that time, yeah.
By this time, yeah. My family actually eats around super early. I always used to make. I'm like, wow, this is lunch. This isn't Thanksgiving dinner. This is Thanksgiving lunch. And like, shut up, Austin. I'm like, all right, whatever. But that's. I feel the same exact way as you guys do. This is like a trap game. If you're trying to bet on this spread, like don't do it because it's a short week for the Cowboys. And whereas this might be a game where you think they should pummel this team like they have some of the bad teams that they played the last couple of weeks, the defense hasn't had a lot of time to rest since their last game. I will say they have the fact that they they didn't blow the last team out, but they won pretty convincingly. So they're able to give their starters some rest prior to this game because they were able to kind of like, all right, this game is in the bag. Let's rest our starters and do that. So they have that advantage for them. But the Commanders, they've been in every game, and they actually, after they traded two of their best defensive players, they went on to win the next two games. Like Ron Rivera didn't know what he just did. He's like, whatever, man, we're gonna keep winning. We're just gonna keep winning.
How's that work? But
I know.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it works out. Oh, maybe that's the problem. But I think this is a game where Ron Rivera is fighting for his job or maybe fighting to put some more wins on his resume before he has to get a new job next year.
Yeah, true.
So I think, they cover the spread, but as you said, Necron, I think that Dak Prescott and the Cowboys at least get them a touchdown win. I won't be surprised if it comes down to like a late interception and Micah Parsons, who's been back now, is getting some more time.
He's finally
getting
showing himself again.
Yeah, I think maybe he steals one today, a little Thanksgiving treat to Micah Parsons to kind of seal the end of the game. And that's how it'll end. We'll see Dak Prescott eating a chicken leg on TV, and that's how that game will end. But yeah, don't bet on the spread for this. Don't put any money down on that. I wouldn't expect a whole lot of high scoring either, just because of the fact that it is a short week. But both of these offenses have the capability of doing so. So if it happens, like it's all a treat for us, right? We want to see some nice, dang, they just threw 50 yards or something like that. We'd love to see that on Thanksgiving. So I'll be happy if that's the case. Detroit is on the board. Green Bay's on the board. I guess that action is well underway in Detroit. So we're getting ready to get to that game.
Both are on the board. Okay,
they're on the board. We got the next game we got to talk about is tonight.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Thursday night. Somehow the San Francisco 49ers are favored by a whole touchdown. 49ers versus Seahawks in Seattle. They're playing in Seattle, and they're getting a touchdown favorite.
Touchdown. Wow.
Touchdown favorite still. I will say, if I'm going to compare the 49ers the last couple of weeks that they played with everyone healthy, they should win this game. But I'm not going to count the Seahawks out either, because even though they lost the last game. They've lost a few games recently. They've all been close. They've all came down to the wire. The Seahawks have been in every game. It really just depends on how they've prepared themselves to stop the defensive front of the 49ers. Like, you got to have a plan, and you got to have a backup plan after that, because inevitably the plan's going to go wrong against these 49ers. They're just that good, and that good of a squad. So, but I think the Seahawks, they keep it within like a field goal today. But it may be one of those games where if they're not able to keep up score with the 49ers, they may get dog walked out of their own stadium, because you got to be able to at least score like over 20, if not at least 30 points. The Buccaneers were the only team this entire season when they've had a full healthy team to keep them under 30 points. So you got to have a defense that's able to do that. And I don't think the Seahawks have that. If the 49ers, we've seen it, they get an early lead and then they keep that lead for the rest of the game. So can the Seahawks get a lead at home and keep the 49ers behind and have them play differently? If you can just make them play differently, maybe you can mess them up. But they have the formula. They stick to the formula that works for them. And I think that's probably what's going to happen again tonight. And we'll probably all be asleep from all the food that we ate at this point anyways. So I got the 49ers winning on the road, starting a little win streak here. Syl, who do you have in Seattle, 49ers versus Seahawks?
Hey, like we've been saying, this past week, the 49ers are back as far as they're getting more healthy. So that's really the main thing with the 49ers. I think, they have the most complete roster in the league. Then they added Chase Young, to that other side of the defensive line. So that's kind of scary on the, if you're on the other side of that. And I think that's what Geno Smith, though he's listed as questionable, I think he's playing today because they do not want to put Drew Lock in this game against the 49ers. No. The Seahawks don't. Kenneth Walker III, their running back, is likely out. So that's going to hurt their running game, the Seahawks as well. Now, it's at home, so you're trusting the 12s, but, them 12s haven't really been hitting this year. Just to be quite honest, they've lost a couple games at home already. So I don't trust the 12s this year, and I'm not trusting their offense. The 49ers, I think this is actually a good spread for them, because I think they will win by more than 7. When it comes to the 49ers, I think Brock Purdy is again, he's good as long as he has his weapons. Is Deebo Samuel out there? Yes. CMC, he's good. Okay. Brandon Ayuk. God, you forget George Kittle. I think Brock Purdy's going to be good today going forward, right? And their defense, again, they're fixed. They fixed their problem. They got to get more pressure. That's why you added Chase Young, on the other side of Nick Bosa, who's a defensive player of the year. That's crazy. So 49ers, I think this is going to be probably the blowout of the day, actually. Probably really? More so since the Packers are, hanging with the Detroit. I think, the Seattle 49ers game is a game where we all kind of doze off because everyone's going to be glued to the TV for the Cowboys. 49ers is just like, okay, take your dessert victory lap. I think this is going to get ugly, and then after that, people are going to be questioning, Seattle a playoff team. Yeah, they're a playoff team. Just don't play good teams, then you'll be okay, Seattle. I think they're going to still make the playoffs. It's just you're not built for, this roster Seattle has is not built, to play elite teams. So that's where we're at with that, I think. And I'm so confident in Brock Purdy. I finally started him on my fantasy team over Justin Herbert this week. That's how confident I am in Brock Purdy for this game. I think he's going to put up some numbers. Yeah. Going to
finally started him over this game. Hey, man, I don't blame you for feeling that way. I will say for the running game, I forget the guy's first name, but Charbonnet, the secondary running back for Seattle, is very good, and he did kind of pick up the reins last game. So we'll see if he can do it against this stout 49ers defense, which is just looking better and better. But one of their main safeties did get he tore his ACL on one of these, Rachaad White. Oh, and how people break their ankles. He tore his ACL. That he was trying to he juked a guy out of his own ACL. Crazy. But and Necron, what do you think?
Tragic, Austin. That's kind of tragic story.
It sucks. It sucks, but that's crazy though. It's just crazy. That's crazy that's how it happened, bro. Non-contact injury. Just got shook out of your ACL.
That's rough,
Wow.
man.
That's
Man,
crazy.
man.
Anyways, Necron, what do you think's gonna happen in Seattle tonight? Prime time. Some people will be asleep, like we said, going back for fixings, maybe heating up some leftovers. And Brock Purdy, is he going to be slinging it all over Seattle's field, or do you think that they can do something against the 49ers?
Now, is this the same 49er team that lost 3 in a row?
Yeah, I mean, is it? I don't know.
No.
No, you don't agree? Because they should. I don't
answer.
think they got scrutinized enough because everybody was ready to crown these guys Super Bowl champions, best team ever, gonna go undefeated, and then boom, 3 in a row. And I get it, injuries and all that happen. It screws up your plans, and injuries can still happen, and it screws up your plans. So
Yeah.
so
Look
tonight,
at a voodoo doll or something, Necron? What's going on? Injuries can still happen.
injuries can still happen. But when your team is so focused on having to have certain players do their thing, and have certain players gone, and it throws you all out of order. I'm not high on the 49ers. Maybe I'm a bitter because they embarrassed my team, but I don't think that's really it. I think it's just I saw them lose 3 in a row, and I'm like, that's a lot of games to lose in a row, not like one here and then maybe one here and we slipped up here. You lost 3 in a row consistently. That's not good. And I don't know, man. I always like the Seahawks. I really don't know much about them, so I can't say, I'm going to give an educated guess. But I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go one for Mikey Sutton. Hey, Mikey, have your team destroy the 49ers tonight, or at least beat them.
Upset.
Yeah, so I'm going with the upset. I'll go Seahawks. It's a hater's pick, damn it. I'm going with an upset. Seahawks.
I love it. That's the type of energy I want here, dude. That's the type of energy I want here. Ultimate pettiness, dude.
The haters.
Screw logic.
All emotion right there.
Yeah, it was like somebody might get injured again. I don't know.
I get it. You build your teams, and if you got, if it's built on just these certain guys playing, and one of them gets taken out of the lineup, you're fucked. Your team falls apart 3 in a row. I mean,
sounds like a bounty's being put out on the 49ers, bro. Like, what's going on? Laid out the bounty.
That's why we got the Dark Lord here, dude, for these picks, man.
This is Necron logic. I'm just like, hey,
you'll get
where
that.
the guys get hurt, they're screwed.
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's the thing. That's what I took that exactly from that 3-game losing streak. I mean, yeah, you were out Debo Samuel. Christian McCaffrey was still playing though, and then you were out, I think, one of their defensive guys, and then Trent Williams went down, right?
And what is that, by the way? What other teams get that type of sympathy? Oh, well, their best player wasn't playing in that position. No one cares, but 49ers get a freaking pass for that? No,
I know.
They lost 3 in a row, people. 3 in a row, not 3, spread out here and there. They slipped up one night and, lost the game or what. 3 in a row. That's a lot of games to lose for a Super Bowl contender. That's my opinion.
I completely agree, dude. And I mean, and especially three games in a row, and they lost against a team.
Could you imagine if the Cowboys lost 3 in a row?
No, dude. I think
the media would bury them. They love it.
I think that one of the marks of a good quarterback is to, when your best people are out, make it look like your backups were just as good, and make sure that they can fill that role. Green Bay just scored a touchdown again. Wow.
My picks might be terrible today.
Wow. Carlos said that they were throwing the game. Who was that too?
Detroit just playing with fire. I saw Detroit playing with fire today.
Maybe Detroit feeling a little too confident. Who knows?
I told you, dude. They almost lost against the Bears at home last week. It's the shaky Warriors. But that's why I'm glad that I was able to put that up. But I think that they absolutely can try and get this game, but we'll see what happens against the 49ers and the Seahawks. I'm still picking the 49ers at home. But yeah, the mark of a good quarterback, Brock Purdy, he didn't play very well without his people. And when you see his yardage numbers, he's not up there with the rest of the quarterbacks because they are running the ball a lot, which I guess if you have those weapons, use them. But if you don't have Deebo Samuel and one of your offensive guys, like, are you going to be a completely different team? Is that all it takes? And it was the same thing with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Oh, they were down one of their offensive linemen, so now we got to give them sympathy for one guy going down. It's like, well, you guys should plan for that. I mean, that's this. You guys are professionals, and it's like we hear this football speak all the time. It's the next guy up mentality, but like, is it gonna be that, or we don't have our guy, so like, of course we're not gonna be the same? It's like, well, like you gotta have people that fill those roles when they go out. Like, there's gonna be that inevitability that you get hurt. I remember one of the football players that I used to listen to talk on a podcast. I don't know who it is. I can't think of his name. It was maybe LaShawn McCoy, but he's like, 100% of the time you step onto the football field, you're gonna get injured. 100% of the time. So it's like, you got to have the inevitability plan for the 49ers. And if I'm a fan of them, I'm worried about that, right? Coming up, like, hey, like, that's going to happen. Someone's inevitably going to get hurt. Unfortunately, we hope it's never like a very important key member of the team. But when that happens,
want it to happen.
No, we never want it to happen. We hope everyone
clear.
finishes every game healthy for the rest of the year, and no one gets any season ending.
But
any
they're like a high
like
performance engine, it kicks
is.
ass. But you got to make sure every part's tuned. Every part is tightly wound, and all the special and all that stuff are in there. And if not, that whole engine blows up on you.
That's
and
fair.
I saw your comment, Israel, about go ahead, Syl, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the way the 49ers are built, though, I would say, because every team, like you said, you got to plan for backups, but every team is built different, kind of ran different. I think everyone realizes the 49ers is like a system. It's the Shanahan system. You know what I mean? And you can plug pieces in and things like that, and yes, if you're missing like your best weapon, Deebo Samuel, arguably, and CMC was banged up, during that 3, game winning streak. Yeah, that system will be flawed right now with the Cowboys, for example. If CeeDee Lamb's not out there, don't we think like Michael Gallup makes? But I'm just saying though, in a positive, don't you think Michael Gallup probably would get more targets and Brandon Cooks
and he'd probably catch a lot of them too. Yeah.
They're kind of more built, you see what I'm saying? Like, the 49ers are not built. That's a fair criticism, but that's literally the makeup of their team. They got to have those pieces. And can you trust that? Last year they were, Brian, what's his name? Purdy was running all these games in a row. He kind of, pops his elbow or whatever, and then he's done. The system's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They lost in the NFC title game.
But
so, they are banking on that.
Their backup quarterback went and won a bunch of games for them when
Dak
was out last season.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper
Rush.
And I get it. The 49ers whooped the Cowboys that game. They wanted to beat them so bad they got shirts printed up and everything.
Oh,
had a little parade the next day. They was like, it was their Super Bowl, man. They were happy. The Cowboys like, oh, damn, I didn't know we were playing the Super Bowl today, but okay, cool. You guys destroyed us. Hats off. See you in the playoffs.
Hey, just one game. Yeah, just one game.
That's what they
early in the season too.
That's not the foresight that they're getting either. It's like from a team that has expectations to be, Super Bowl contenders like the Dallas Cowboys do, like the 49ers do. You never want to give the other side fuel. You never want to. That's why the Patriots, the players never talked. You never heard anything from them because that's one thing that they harped on. And Tom Brady would literally try and find things like, did they say something about me? So if any other team ever said anything, that was like fuel for the fire. And you think Mike McCarthy, that Pittsburgh native, is going to go out and in that locker room and not be like, yo, did you see their shirt? Remember that shirt that they had? Like when the next time they play the 49ers. So it's going to be ultimate fuel. What are you looking at, Syl, the chat?
Yeah, I like. Well, no, the comments are on fire, right? So this is great. But you brought up the Patriots. You brought up the Patriots. Tom Brady is like he's a GOAT for many reasons. The wins and everything like that. But Super Bowls. But the way he will actually, as far as in the press conference, he would say something positive about the other team. which
Yep.
means that he thought they were trash. I thought that was like the most classic thing when he revealed that. He's like, oh yeah, that corner is great, man. Like, we're going to stay away from him. And he's like, in the back of his mind, he's like, oh, I'm going to test this fool like every play. Like, he sucks.
You're going to have a long
He
day,
would
dude.
name them too.
I
He
love
would
that.
name them.
I
He would
love
name
that,
them.
man.
He's like, yeah, they got this guy.
Man,
They got this guy.
tough,
They do really well in quarters coverage, actually. Yeah, we're gonna
Those
be seeing a lot of that.
Were warnings, basically. Like,
Right.
yeah, man. I hope they don't do zone, man. That zone is tough. He's like, please, please do zone. Like, we're gonna torch you.
We're gonna cook you, dude. We got about 5 option routes for Welker in the flat right now.
Right,
We're
right.
waiting for that shit.
They just started like backyard football. Like, oh, when you see it, just go that way. Okay.
Yeah.
It's over, man. Yeah.
I remember
So,
the one.
but yeah.
You're right, though.
Go ahead,
I feel that they don't give them fuel. And it's the same way that the Patriots were, like Tom Brady was. I'm not saying that Dak is Tom Brady, but I'm saying they have that culture in the Cowboys is that, everyone hates us right now.
Except for one guy, and that's Mika. He does a lot of talking. And
Mika Parsons. They're not. I didn't say they act like the Patriots, but I say they're like the Patriots where everyone hates them. And wants them to lose, right? That's kind of like where I
Micah
think
talks a lot. Yeah.
So
I
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I think that Mike McCarthy is the kind of coach who is going to take that and just it's going to be like nuclear reactors for the rest of the team. And he can get those. There's a clip of him walking out of the tunnel and he's just like gritting his face, kind of like, Mike McCarthy is like undercover, like Pittsburgh. He's a Northeastern guy, man. I guess probably why I love him. So I think that, the Cowboys have a chance at the 49ers if we're talking about that, but we're not talking about that. We're actually talking about the 49ers Seahawks. Me and Syl went 49ers. Necron went Seahawks with a hateful pick, and we got a Black Friday matchup we got to go over. Oh, I gotta move the thing real quick. First time in history, we got a Black Friday matchup between the Dolphins and the Jets.
This is fun.
When they first got this game, they're probably like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, Tua Tagovailoa. But now it's Tua Tagovailoa and Tim Boyle. Everybody, who's Tim Boyle? Dude, he's probably one of the worst quarterbacks in history if you look at his numbers. But they think there's going to be some sort of wholesale difference. Zach Wilson is now a practice QB or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's third string.
It's
string,
crazy.
dude.
Third string.
Third string, dude.
Yes.
How
He's not even gonna be back up.
Terrible.
Yes.
Sorry. We talked about it on Monday, I believe, or was it Tuesday Power Rankings, where we're like, yeah, this is over for Zach Wilson, unfortunately. But I wanna hear your guys' thoughts about this game. I mean, I picked up Tim Boyle in my fantasy because there's been a trend this season. I think it's gonna follow the trend when you're a rookie QB and they got no film on you tend to come out and have some surprises for the defense. Now, last week, Aiden O'Connell was able to move the ball against the Dolphins defense, but the Dolphins defense did come up big. Jalen Ramsey did come up big and get them the win, but they're playing on the road in a cold New York on a cold New York Friday. And let me just tell you, it snowed and it sleeted a couple of days ago in New York. So they have Dolphins are going in there with a 9.5 point spread, 9.5 point favorites. And I think that's fair. However, they're coming off a short week too, and they had to play a tough Raiders team that you can attest to. Max Crosby and that defense over there is nothing to roll over. I think the Jets should be mad. I think the Jets should be mad though about how they played last week. I mean, the defense got rolled over. This is one of the top defenses in the NFL, and Josh Allen made them look silly. So I think they're not going to give up. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he might come back in a couple weeks. That's what they're saying, dude. That's what they're saying, which is crazy. He's actually jogging on a treadmill. Like what? So I mean, the Detroit Green Bay just scored again, dude. It's 20-6. I just looked down. They scored again. Wow. So
they're making this interesting.
And they just yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
as a Cowboys fan, I do want the Lions to lose.
The
Keep
Lions curse
getting
is
that
real,
record
dude.
down,
The
dude.
Thanksgiving curse is real. But
If they
we'll
drop
see
this,
if
man,
woo, we'll see if there's any type of curse for these AFC teams tomorrow on Black Friday. I don't think that the Jets will get any type of discount on the defense for the Dolphins, and I think they're gonna use this game as like a stepping stone to where they want to be come playoff time. And they're gonna be like, "Yo, we need to beat this team down, and this is gonna be it's a good defense, so let's go out and let's play good against this team." Syl, what do you think is gonna happen in New York tomorrow, in New Jersey at MetLife, the Dolphins versus the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, I think like most people are saying, hey, it should be a mismatch, right? The Jets offense have looked terrible now, record like levels terrible. Their offensive line is terrible, and they lost their best offensive lineman, Becton. He's out for this game. So it's
I
like
didn't know that.
what do they call it? A Steve. It's like they're gonna easily like go through this line, like the defense, like this could really get ugly. But this is what I say about isolated games, though. Like unexpected things happen. Like we're seeing the Packers actually putting up a fight in an isolated game and a division game. That's the recipe for tomorrow's game, AFC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yep. So we'll see. I mean, I do think, just long story short, I do think the Dolphins will win. Tua Tagovailoa, he's on a part of the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks for this season. I think he's just, I say he's quarterback of the year as far as numbers and what he's doing, but he does got to win some tough games. This is a division game, so I mean we'll see. But I think the Jets, though, this isolated game, division game, was his AFC East. I think the Jets are going to put up a fight because this literally is do or die. They're 4-6. They lose another game, they literally have no chance to make the playoffs, like at all. So it's really like their playoffs is like literally it was last week and they lost. So they really got to win, right now. And I think they're going to put up a fight. And it's in New York. Again, isolated game, Black Friday. So there's going to be a lot of hoopla over that. And everyone's going to come. We want to tune in and see the show. We want to see Tyreek Hill, throw the peace sign up a couple of times. That's what we're trying to see in this game. I think that's what we're going to see. But I think the Jets are going to surprise people because we got Tim Boyle. Was the quarterback's name? Boyle.
Tim Boyle.
He's in there, and it's like who knows? It's better than Zach Wilson, I guess. This guy like a quarterback. He looks like Ryan Tannehill, which is just scary.
He does.
Right? So it's like I'm just saying, bro. Dolphins for the win, but I think the Jets will make it interesting, kind of like how these not like the Packers really, but they're going to at least keep it close. I don't see this actually as a blowout because if you notice, a lot of the division games the Dolphins have played, the Patriots kept it close with them. The Bills beat them. So I mean, I just think these division games, the Dolphins don't really run away, and I don't see that happening tomorrow. But I do see them winning.
Okay. Oh yeah, exactly. It'd be close. It'd be interesting. Please, Jets, keep it close for us because that last game you played against the Bills was awful to watch. And I wanted to update you guys. The reason why it was 13-6 and we looked down and all of a sudden it was 20-6 because the Lions fumbled it and the Green Bay Packers returned that for a touchdown. 27-yard fumble recovery.
Talk about a rough start. Wow.
Yeah, that's how that happened. So real quick, let me put this back up and get us back up to where we can see it. Okay, Green Bay's got the ball again. Oh my god, dude. They got the ball back again, dude. What happened? I need to go to the full play-by-play. Okay, we gotta finish these predictions so we can go watch this game. This is hilarious. This is hilarious that this is happening. Dude, our picks are looking freezing cold takes on a Thursday, dude. This is about to happen. With the Packers.
Ice cold.
Ice cold, dude. Ice cold. So this is kind of out of your realm a little bit, Necron, being that's the AFC East. You probably don't watch this that often. You might watch the Dolphins to see if there's any fantasy people you can pick up. But what do you think is going to happen in New Jersey tomorrow? Dolphins versus Jets.
All right. I have Waddle on my fantasy team, so I do keep up with the Dolphins.
Okay.
So Dolphins look like a good team to me, man. I know the Jets, they got that D, so they can they can cause some problems on that side with other teams. But nah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins too. And I don't want the Jets to make the playoffs. So Aaron Rodgers' big comeback gets flushed down the toilet because I'm a hater when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. Because
I love
you
it.
know what I'm going back to? I'm not going to talk about it, but we got that damn catch, and Aaron Rodgers got lucky, and we would have went to the damn Super Bowl that year if we didn't get screwed in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers,
Yes.
bastard, always coming back, and
Hater pig.
that's
love
why
it.
they fired our offensive coordinator because we go and go and try and get touchdowns, but you gave Aaron Rodgers the ball back with 4 or 5 minutes left. Like, who does that? Eat up the clock. Don't give
An
him
idiot.
time.
Yeah, don't give him the ball back.
Yeah, and that's what happened. But anyway, that's all. Yeah, I think the Dolphins looking good. The Jets, I don't know, man. I mean, what is this? So this is their third string. Actually, their third string quarterback is starting, right?
If Aaron Rodgers is their starter and then Zach Wilson is their backup, then yes, Tim Boyle was their third string quarterback.
Maybe it's a miracle for him that he comes out, plays great, but I see the Dolphins jumping all over that. Is the spread going to be covered?
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah,
that's a tough one. 9 points, because it is like Syl saying, it is divisional, so they're going to have that built-in rivalry, and it is in there in New York, and it's going to be cold. But I still see the Dolphins winning, but I don't know about the spread. Maybe by a field goal or so.
Field goal. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a tight game. I think that's giving the Jets a lot of credit.
Yeah.
But I'm
just going with the weather and everything.
With the weather,
and I think they got a pretty damn good defense, even though the Cowboys rolled them. But all that early season stuff really doesn't matter to me because it's early season. It's
I'm right there with you. That's why I think even week 5, we can kind of toss that out because that was only a month and a week into the season. But I think I'm right on a bandwagon with both of you. I mean, why pick the Jets for this game? Only if you're a Jets fan, you would pick the Jets for this game, and maybe some sort of seed on Tim Boyle that he's going to be good. But if you look at his numbers, I think he's 14 touchdowns and 16 interceptions total his career. He's a 5th-year quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. He's kind of like a journeyman as far as he's very smart. I guess he can learn the playbook real well, but as far as coming and executing, we haven't seen that yet. So I would be surprised if they keep it close and they keep it within a field goal tomorrow. I think it's actually going to be more so of the Dolphins covering the spread or coming close to it. I wouldn't be surprised if they win by 10 points and they get a late or a last minute touchdown to really put this out of the reach of the Jets. The Jets will keep it close during the game because of that defense, but I think ultimately the Dolphins offense just have a long Tyreek Hill.
It's so explosive.
To put it out of reach for them.
That's my thing. With the Dolphins, how we say the game's coming up for the Cowboys, kind of a prove it stretch for them. This next month, with the Dolphins, they do got to start putting these teams away, right? They do got to start proving. Because I know the Raiders was pretty tough last week because they got that new culture, new interim coach and everything like that. And you thought the Dolphins will pull away, and it kind of, and just like with the Patriots, they couldn't close the game out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the last thing kind of Tua has to prove, right? Because at least, I keep using the Cowboys as an example because I keep seeing neck around here, but it's the Cowboys, at least they put teams away, right? Because I have them in the same class in my power rankings. That is Cowboys, Dolphins. I think they still got to prove they can beat good teams, in a game this year. So it's the Dolphins, they're obviously better than the Jets, especially now they're on their, Tim Boyle as the starting quarterback. So they got to show bro, we're better than you. We're actually going to pull away and put it away, in the fourth quarter. So that's what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow's game. It's are the Dolphins, are they really going to be in that elite conversation? Because right now I still think they're right under that elite, till they prove it.
I go with that. Yeah.
Until they beat, and just like I've seen from the as you said, the Cowboys this season, they've beaten those teams handedly. So can you do it against a division rival? This should be the Giants. This should be the Cowboys going against the Giants, basically. Right. This is how this game should look tomorrow. So that's why I expect them to cover the spread. And and hopefully, if you're betting on that they do for you. And hopefully, Carlos, the Dolphins fans out there, they get a nice, comfy W. You can just chill on Friday and watch them just score mad points for you. I'd be interested if we see Tim Boyle make a play in the beginning. I'd be like, all right, this is going to be a game, Tim Boyle. Hopefully, Tim Boyle can come to play for the rest of us because no one likes us to see a blowout game, right? No one likes to see that. So.
Unless it's my team winning.
Unless it's your team, right?
I'm perfectly fine. But other than that, entertain me, damn it. Yeah.
We can't have the first Black Friday football game in history be a blowout.
Yeah.
It can't be a blowout.
That would be terrible for a Ravens.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Dolphins probably for the win. That's realistically why you picking the Jets, you know, if you are picking the Jets. But that is the countdown, boys. I appreciate both of you guys coming here on Thanksgiving Day and taking the time out to spend it with me in the chat and the football fam and talk about the football. Man, it's an exciting game. End of the first quarter right now, 20-6 Packers.
Crazy.
What?
That's crazy.
What?
Hey, man.
So
I mean, I may have to wait. I have to actually watch the second half instead of running and going to eat. I may actually.
I'm saying, dude, like, damn, are the Lions gonna come back? We shall see. But Necron, before we get on here, do you want to promo anything for your channel real quick?
Oh, yeah, over on the El Necron channel.
Yeah.
I'll be doing Australian metal special tomorrow, and I don't know. I might go live with my character Necro Wolf maybe later tonight. Do a Thanksgiving and what the things that Thanksgiving. Well, let me say that again. The things Necro Wolf appreciates and is thankful for on Thanksgiving.
We need that. We need that. So you want to tell us something that whatever you're thankful for today? By the way, I want to do that before we get out of here.
Oh yeah, like keeping it real thankful. Health. Employment, my wife, family, you know, just things like that, you know.
Hell
yeah, keep life going good, you know. I'm thankful and everyone's in good health and chugging along, you know. That's important to me, man.
I completely agree with that. Thank you again for being here and giving your picks, giving your takes. We need the Cowboy resident to make an appearance every once in a while. And coming down towards the playoff time, I'd like to have you on more on some of our other shows. Yeah, we need to have the Thanksgiving tradition continue. So hopefully we'll see you again here next year to talk about the Cowboys some more. And Syl, do you want to promo anything and tell us what you're thankful for before we get out of here?
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, overall with the sports network, you know, we're trying to crank up doing more clips and things like that, 4 clicks, and getting the Twitter account up and going. Overall, shout out to Sky in the chat for sure. This community, you know, we're like family, bro, because we've been doing this for a couple years in a row now, and so that's what I'm thankful for. Is and it's literally in this order. I'm thankful for food, family, that's the community, and football. So just in that order. So I gotta get my food first. You know, when I'm eating, I don't want to talk to anybody. But after that, it's family, then it's football, man. So, but no, definitely thankful, like I said, for this community. We've grown and we're just doing more. We're having fun with it, man. I think that's what the coolest thing about all this is, that people could tune in and know that we're not doing like drama streams and things like that. Like, we're having fun with it. And you know what I'm saying? So looking forward to seeing Sky next month for the Rebel Moon premiere. 70 millimeter, California.
Awesome.
I gotta get my travel plans to Sky. I'm gonna be out there on the 14th, Sky. We'll talk about that. But we're gonna get that going. So yeah, no, thankful for all of y'all, man. And like I said, just if this isn't fun, I wouldn't do it, right? And so that's what I'm thankful for. This is fun doing it with y'all, and we're just gonna keep it rocking, man.
Hey, thanks, man. And keeping rocking is only what we do over here on SylNation Sports Network. You came to me last year and you're like, yo, you want to do that football show? I was like, yo, I was going to do a countdown show. Do you want to join me? And you're like, yeah, dude, let's do it. And it all sprang from there. And I was like, oh, we got to have some kind of sports network. I'm like, dude, it's right there. SNSN, SylNation Sports Network. And it became a thing, dude. It became a thing. And I'm glad that Necron.
Awesome. Real quick, it's awesome. When he thought of the channel name, he was like, "This is like some kind of sports network." I'm like, "Oh, that's it, SylNation." Like, it was that easy.
There you go.
Boom,
right there, dude. I Will Smith it. I didn't even realize, bro. I didn't even
Like
realize.
some kind of SylNation Sports Network. Like,
Oh, shit, SNSN was born, dude. SNSN was born.
That's
And
literally
it's,
how it happened.
it's perfect. It's perfect that we have Necron on here for Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving show again for tradition, and to say what we're thankful for with SylNation Sports Network, because he helped kind of launch it on YouTube with you in that Wemby show. So being the fact that the NBA, you know, the NBA is getting up here and getting more heated, and we're getting closer to playoff time. I'm looking forward to more Wemby shows. I'm looking to more Watch the Throne shows with Sky.
Yes.
And I'll be watching the OKC now because they're looking pretty good. So maybe I can give my 2 cents on them.
No, they're going to be one of the tops, I think.
They're looking good.
Some
They're looking
good
especially in the
there.
future. Yeah.
With NBA coverage for the sports network, it's going to kind of ramp up more closer to Christmas time.
Yes.
That's usually when football's kind of getting into playoff mode. And there's more basketball games to kind of, highlight. So we're definitely ramping up NBA. Necron's going to be there. A few other people's going to help me out with that too.
Hell yeah, dude. That's why I wanted to mention that. I said it's perfect that
I got
you're here
some thoughts on Wemby. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'll just
Yes.
keep them to myself.
So make sure you guys are all subscribed to SylNation Sports Network and following SylNation Sports Network on Twitter so you can get tuned in with all of our NBA coverage as well, because we don't just do NFL coverage. But yes, obviously I'm thankful for both of you guys, the syndicate, all of chat. This community, I've said it for years now. It still remains to be the same thing. This is the best community in all the realms, dude. It really is. Like, no matter what realm I'm in, if I'm in the sports realm, if I'm in the fantasy realm, if I'm in the superhero comics realm, if I'm in sci-fi realm, SylNation is always the best people to be around in that realm for me. And I'll never take that for granted, and I'll always be thankful for it. So I wanted to say that today. Thankful for everybody who comes and interacts with the stream, who's in the chat, who's a part of the SylNation Sports Network. You guys make it appealing to me, and you make it like this is a family. I want to bring stuff to you guys and be like, yo, look what I made. And I love seeing you guys get all hyped about it too, because that's the whole point of it. I want to share my talents with the family, and I'm glad that I have a family like you guys. So thank you everybody for watching this today. Make sure you go get some food, go spend some time with your family, go watch some football as the 3 F's that we need: family, food, football. But I'll put a fourth in there. I put faith in there too. And I'll never forget my friends as well. So thank you guys for being here on Thanksgiving, and we'll see y'all all back tomorrow. I don't know if Syl and Necron will be joining me, but I will be doing a Fantasy Friday tomorrow for SylNation for good games.
I'll probably be on a run because I'm gonna be I gotta get secure some Black Friday deals. So you'll probably catch me outside or something on the phone or something like that.
or in the
chat.
Talking his ish, because that is number 1 in our league right there, the Syl Abdul. So we gotta get some input from him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we're like the 49ers. Like, we lost 3 in a row, but we're okay. We got healthy. That's pretty much my
This son of a bitch. All right, yo. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving. Thank you all for being here again. I'm thankful for so much. Thankful for you, of course. And we'll see y'all back again tomorrow. If you're playing me against fantasy this week, football. Carlos, I'll look at you. I hope you lose, but I hope all of your teams win. All right. Till next time, everybody. Peace.
Cowboys suck.